All right. So we have vocab list 9. We have 3 roots this week. The very first root is cide. Can somebody tell me what that means? Yes, dear. Kill. Okay. Cide means kill. All right. So we have 4 words here: herbicide, homicide, matricide, and patricide. Now, we're not even going to look at the book pages. We are just going to be able to define matricide and patricide without even looking at the book pages, because you know the root mate, M-A-T-R, right? Or matra. What's matricide? Who you killing? So, yeah. Matricide is killing of one's mom. Pretty harsh. What's patricide then? Yep, the killing of one's father or dad. All right, so now we're going to use the book and we're going to look at the first dot here. It says that Mr. Jackson used herbicide to destroy the weeds and then put up signs to warn people that he had sprayed the area with a poisonous chemical. Okay, knowing that cide means to kill, let's define herbicide, shall we? No, what did he do? What is herbicide? Yes, sir. Yeah, it is a poisonous chemical used to kill plants or weeds. All right, let's figure out the last one, homicide. So let's look at the sentence, okay? We have Sylvia North was arrested on a homicide charge. She was arrested on a homicide charge for killing her husband, okay? And based on all the crime shows and all that, does anybody know what homicide is? To kill a human. Yep. To kill a human being is homicide. A human being. To kill a human. So if you look at the next root, we see cis right here, C-I-S. What does it mean? Somebody tell me what it means. To cut. And it tells us, and this is what I think is really helpful. When you see it, you think of scissors, and you use scissors to cut things, okay? So C-I-S means to cut. And then the words that we're going to be looking at are concise, excise, incision, and then precision is the last one. Take a second, write those words down. All right, so if we look at the book pages, it says, the doctor was concise as she briefly yet thoroughly explained the operation. During the surgery, she would make a cut or incision in Omar's abdomen. Then she would excise his appendix. The surgery would require precision and accuracy, but removing an appendix is a routine procedure, okay? So the first one we're going to look at is concise. The doctor was concise as she briefly yet thoroughly explained the operation. Concise is like taking away any unnecessary information. Like when we're talking about summaries, you know how we say like be specific, don't put in any random details. You want your summaries to be concise, to be specific, but thorough, okay? So the definition of concise is cutting away unnecessary things to make something clear and specific. And clear and short. I don't want to say short. Clear and we'll go brief. All right, the next one is excise. And it says that they are going to excise his appendix. The surgery is to excise his appendix. Knowing that exit means to leave the room, what do you think excise means? To cut it out. Yep. Cut out or remove. All right, the next one is incision. If you go back to it, it says during the surgery, she would make a cut or incision. It is context clues. What is she making? A cut into someone. An incision is usually done during surgery. So an incision is a cut into usually the body during a surgery. Yep. And the last one, they were talking about the surgery would require precision and accuracy. If you are precise and you have precision, you need to have precision when you're shooting a basketball. You need to have precision when you're throwing a football. You need to have precision when you're cutting out fabric. What is precision? What does it mean to have precision? What'd you say? Yeah, I would say so. It's accurate. You're cutting away anything that's not necessary. Yep. Accurate and exact. And then I'll just put in here, cutting away anything not. That's where the root cut comes from, is that you're cutting away that stuff that's not important. All right, the last root is cap. Can somebody tell me what that means? Head. Like, think about it. You're putting a cap, right? So cap is head. Okay, and we have four words here. We are talking about the capital. We are talking about the captain. We're talking about decapitate. And then per capita. Okay. Before we get started, does anybody know what it means to decapitate someone? Oh, we all know. To cut off someone's head. Yep. All right, so I'm going to read this short little paragraph from the book. It's on page 29. And we're going to try to define per capita, capital, and captain. By 1787, members of the middle class of France had become increasingly wealthy. Despite their per capita wealth, or their wealth per person, these people had no power in government. On July 14th, 1789, members of the middle class attacked Bastille, a prison in Paris, the capital city where the heads of government met. So look at your context clues when we go to define that. A captain, an army officer heading a group of engineers in the French army, composed a song that revolutionaries would sing as they marched into Paris in 1792. By the end of 1792, the revolutionaries put King Louis on trial for treason. He was found guilty, and on January 21st, 1793, they used a machine called a guillotine to behead or to decapitate him. Okay, so let's just go in order. Despite their per capita wealth, or what does it say? What does it say right after it? Despite their per capita wealth, or wealth per person. Per capita is one per person or one per head. Yep. Okay, so if you're making a count, you could say like, they say, certain areas may have more restaurants per capita or per person, or they may say, even right now, like certain areas may have more unemployment per person or per head, okay, per capita. All right. The next one in order, we'll look at the capital city. Members of the middle class attacked Bastille, a prison in Paris, the capital city where the heads of government met. So what is a capital? Where what? A city where the heads of government meet. I'll give you a second to write that down. All right, the very last one is captain. And it says in the paragraph, a captain, an army officer heading a group of engineers in the French army. So what is a captain? Yeah, the leader or the head of a group of people or soldiers, right? The head of a group of people or soldiers. Okay, I'll give you one more second to write that down, and I'll tell you about your vocab assignment. Okay, so your vocab activity, if you go into Schoology, you'll find it. It is under the vocab folder, and it is lesson 9 activity, right here. While you're here, this is that Quizlet that's going to have all of the roots and terms and stuff, and I'm going to add on to it. So if you guys have any extra time and you want to refresh your memory on those roots, that's what that is. But anyway, lesson 9 activities. If you open that, it's going to look like this, okay? 3 sections for each root, or 1 section per root. The very first one, there's 2 questions. Figure out what the root or what the word pesticide means, okay? You've probably heard it. So knowing what cide means, what does cide mean? Kill. So knowing that cide means kill, think about what does pesticide mean. Then it says to write a sentence with the word pesticide and another one of these words. Okay, so maybe put pesticide and matricide or pesticide and herbicide, however you want to do it. List 2 is cis. What does cis mean? Cut. Think of scissors, okay? Write a synonym. What is a synonym? What is the definition of the word synonym? A word that means the same. So you could use a thesaurus if you would like to find a synonym, okay? So find a synonym for each one of these words, then write a sentence using one of these and its synonym. So maybe write a sentence with incision and the synonym for incision, okay? And then the very last one, what does the root cap mean? You would put that right there. What does it mean? Head, right? So then use the word capital in a sentence. Make sure that you show context clues. Use captain in a sentence. Make sure that you show that you know what the word means, and make sure that it's not just like, I know a captain. You could put any word there, okay? Make sure you say, I know a captain who is in charge of an army or something like that, okay? So we're going to give you a decent amount of time to work on this, and then after this, we are going to do an ed puzzle on central idea, okay?